Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Whoa, Meacham tonight. Yeah, they're loaded like a freight train, flying like an aeroplane, speeding like a space brain. One more time tonight. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? I wanna go. I wanna know. Oh, won't you please take me home, baby?
and good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you be in the world. We are live with our official Jeff Meacham Network predictions, preview, and the like for Saturday night's Impact Wrestling pay-per-view presentation, Rebellion, live on Fight TV and I believe pay-per-view outlets around the world from the folks at Impact Wrestling. Yes, I am Jeff Meacham. Yes, I am off camera. I'm in the old house. I have no chair. I'm not in any comfortable position whatsoever. However, based on what we've been doing all week, as with all our streams, super chats are welcome. We're applicable. But anyone wishing to have their question or comment jump to the head of the priority list would get there much easier with a contribution to the cause. And in honor of today's theme, which is Rebellion, today's super chat karaoke song choice, $25 will get you Rebel Rebel by the Rolling Stones. There you go. So there it is.
Oh, Lord.
So JJ had that queued up for me, if I may. I'm gonna need the words too. I don't know all the words for that song, but
I don't know what I can pull for that one, good sir, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, if you can find, I'm the worst music guy. That's why JJ's around half the time for my music stuff. But with a rebel, yeah, she will. Yeah, that one works too. If you can find that one, but I also need the words either way. So, joining me on the chat. Joining me in here, of course, is our play-by-play man par excellence, if you will, the simple man himself, Noah Foster, who tonight, especially when Dustin Rhodes versus CM Punk is happening, what's taking place, Noah?
Oh, you know, the usual. That's professional wrestling! Damn it!
That's right. Professional wrestling, the natural Dustin Rhodes against the best in the world, CM Punk. Let's just take a moment, kids. We'll get to that at 8 p.m., of course, but we got to predict Impact because that's why we be here. Joining us in the chat room, all of you guys, we appreciate you all. And joining us here in the studio is the Renegade himself, JJ Williams, who, admittedly, not the current Impact expert of the choices. However, he loves Impact Wrestling because Impact Wrestling is where we got to see a lot of the people that we came to know and love that are actually currently in AEW right now. So there you go. It's all good.
Or
JJ,
WWE,
welcome.
you know.
Well, AJ Styles is in WWE still, so there's definitely that. And Dwayne Atkinson's here, and Dwayne, I don't know if you saw prior to you coming in, I don't know if you actually got to see the choice of song today, but if we get $25 today, as of now, the song choice for karaoke by good old JM will be Rebel Rebel by the Rolling Stones.
Is it the Rolling Stones or David Bowie? Because
I'm about to say, I remember David Bowie's like, Rebel, Rebel. I don't know that.
I'm not seeing Rebel Rebel by the Rolling Stones except for a cover version of the David Bowie song.
I think they did it together, didn't they?
No.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's why
it's Dancing in the Street
room.
Mick and David did together.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that one more time. I lost you there.
I said that was Dancing in the Street that Mick and David did together.
Okay, hell, we'll do that one. I don't give it. You know what? If you guys can keep it 25, you can pick your own damn song, whatever works. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Really doesn't matter. Well, within reason. I ain't getting thrown off the air, y'all, for naughty words. And no gangster rap. There's nothing out on the freaking blue line this weekend. Anyway, so I thought it was Billy Idol. Billy Idol and David Bowie are the same person, so that's okay.
Billy Idol was Rebel Yell, not Rebel Rebel.
That's who it was, Billy Idol. Okay, so there you go. All right, we are way off into the weeds, and we're literally 10 minutes in. Yeah. So actually 5 minutes in on the actual stream. Noah,
shenanigans, buy the shirt.
Yes, sir. Buy the shirt over at merch.jeffmeachamnetwork.com.
Cheap plug.
Well, no, it's not a cheap plug. We ain't getting no damn shirt spot. It's an expensive plug. It ain't happening. All right, Noah, you are, as I said at the top, you are play-by-play man par excellence, and Impact Wrestling is definitely one of those companies that is up in your wheelhouse. They present the very best in-ring professional wrestling presentations.
Oh, definitely agree. When people think about the alternative to sports entertainment, I always thought Impact Wrestling was that as they celebrate their 20th anniversary, and now we head towards their second big pay-per-view of the year, according to their quarterly model outside the monthly specials, Rebellion, where at the end of the day, we're going to really see who wants it the most, and it's going to be that never say die attitude that prevails in these matches that we're going to cover.
And I love the fact that they've got this laid out. You got 2 matches on the countdown and then 7 on the main card. That makes for a very smooth, easy night. And in theory, no, not Austin Theory, the new United States Heavyweight Champion. I'm talking about theory of the Jeff Meacham Network. we have plenty of time for open mic night after the show. So that'll be a bonus open mic night come Saturday night. Because JJ, usually for hockey, it's Saturday night's all right for fighting, but tonight, Saturday night this weekend, it'll be all right for open mic night. But we'll see how it goes.
That's right.
Oh man, and also JJ has asked me. We talked briefly off air. Coming up on Monday, I'm gonna tease it now. On Ask the Dads, it'll be a very special presentation of assets. We'll have a full graphic layout and the like tomorrow on the Greg Cherry Show, 7 o'clock Eastern Pacific. 20 years have gone by since this person debuted within the major leagues, if you will. So we will give you guys the opportunity to, what, JJ?
Ask the dads anything regarding the apex predator, the viper, the legend killer, Randy Orton.
Nice.
The peach tights wearing mother effer himself, Randy Orton. There you go. All right. So now, off we go. So, Noah, we've got, you talk about, these are on the countdown / pre-show / kickoff, and these are two solid matches Impact's going to throw at us right off the bat. We have a countdown match. It's for the X Division Championship. My goodness.
Good Lord.
You've got Trey Miguel defending against the crazy man himself, Ace Austin, and the speedball, one of Noah's favorites, Mike Bailey. Noah,
yes.
What can you tell us about these three guys that we should know going into Saturday night's shenanigans?
Well, the defending champion, Trey Miguel, successfully defended his title recently at Multiverse of Matches in an Ultimate X match. He's also had successful defenses against the likes of Steve Macklin, handing his first pinfall loss, and also Rock Romero, among others. Ace Austin right now, he's been trying to form a bit of an alliance, former X Division champion in his own right. He and Trey Miguel are no strangers to each other, with Speedball Mike Bailey. But when it comes to the title, it feels like right now this friendship, per se, with Ace and Speedball Mike Bailey, it might be on rocky ground. That being said, again in a triple threat match, the champion does not need to be involved in the decision. If Ace relies too much on maybe Speedball Mike Bailey clearing out an opportunity to pin Trey Miguel, that could ultimately cost Ace here. And Speedball Mike Bailey coming off an incredible match, also Multiverse of Matches, against Alex Shelley in victory too. So I'm going to say a match of the year candidate. Looking at this match though right here, Trey Miguel has been the standard of the X Division, and something in me feels like he and Chris Bay is still something to come. So I'm going to say for now that the champ does retain. In a triple threat, it feels like they're setting up a side storyline right now with Ace Austin and Speedball Mike Bailey. If anything, Ace Austin, to me, he's a Future Impact World Champion. So for now, I'm going to say Trey holds down the X Division.
JJ, I don't know if you had the opportunity to check out Multiverse of Matches in our weekend of craziness earlier this month, but if you've happened to see any of these three guys in the last, since you've kind of dipped your toes in the water while keeping your ass planted in the sand regarding professional wrestling, damn it, what these guys?
I have no idea who these guys are. This is something you're probably going to hear me say a lot over this prediction. You know, is that Impact has got such a new crop of talent from the days when I was following full time that unless it's a legendary name,
right,
chances are I'm not going to know half of these guys. But I do have to ride with Noah here because I seriously doubt they're going to do a title change on YouTube.
Right.
They would if the title was going to change hands, it would be part of the pay-per-view. It would be part of Impact's weekly broadcast, so you could pop the rating. They're not going to do a title change on a pre-show YouTube match.
Well, there you go. I will make it unanimous and say Trey Miguel retains. Excuse me.
I
without question. I do want to point out that JJ, I kind of counter your theory here. Again, no, not Austin theory. The United States World Champion, but this match here, I think we could see a title change with a little bit of doubt because you've got two tag teams who all three of us are familiar with in one way or another. Because you've got Madison Rayne and the former Emma, now of course under her real name, Neil Dashwood, as the Knockouts Tag Team World Tag Team Champions. I got to put some stank on that. Sorry, Mickey James. Tennille and Madison are definitely the influence of the Knockouts division. Madison is a knockouts legend, for lack of a better term. And Tennille's definitely established herself as no longer the dancing Aussie fool that she was presented as in WWE. So they've been kicking all the ass. And over here, you've got the Inspiration, who, as the Iconics, former WWE Tag Team Women's Champions, they came into Impact and won the tag titles immediately at Bound for Glory. And they are itching to get those championships back. So for me, if they're going to do a title change on this countdown show, it would be the Inspiration. Having said that, I'm going to pass to Noah, but I will say there is a title retention here. The Influence will walk out of the countdown to Rebellion with their championships intact.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the sentiment when it comes to the Inspiration. My girl Cassidy and, of course, Jess McKay. Cassidy, glad she's medically cleared. This rematch, title match, was supposed to happen a bit earlier, but of course she wasn't medically cleared to do it. That's why it wasn't on Multiverse Matches, for example, or they weren't involved in the multi-layer team-filled match for these titles to begin with. The Influence, of course, got these titles with the help of Caleb, with a K, no longer with Impact Wrestling, it seems, or either of these two. Thank you for everything you did. So we're going to see once for all who deserves it. And in my opinion, I'd look at these two teams. I see Madison Rayne and Neil Dashwood. They both have potential to pursue maybe the Knockouts Championship or go on a singles run. When it comes to the Inspiration, they are tag team partners for life. And everything they wanted to do, they wanted to do it as a tag team. They wanted to push forward tag team wrestling. If there's going to be something that happens on this countdown, and I would not rule it out, for me, it's the Inspiration regaining the gold. In my opinion, outside these two teams, they show me they do have other teams, but several of them right now have other priorities. Maybe you do get Lady Frost and Michelle Shaw challenging the champions at a later time. But right now, I feel like they're going to give it back to the Inspiration, and maybe Madison Rayne and Neil Dashwood will implode in their own feud. I'm going to go with new champs.
Wow, hot take. I like it. JJ, you're going to be the tiebreaker, I guess.
I'm going to stay steadfast and say that there's not going to be a title change on the YouTube channel. I feel like Madison is enough of a seasoned veteran that she doesn't need to be in the Knockouts world title picture.
Right.
That she's much better suited at this point in her career in helping to establish other females by carrying them through tag titles and whatever, like she's doing with the former Emma.
Yes.
Again, if the Inspiration is going to get the belts back, it's going to be something meaningful. It's going to be on Impact. It's going to be on a pay-per-view. It's not going to be on YouTube.
All right. Well, there you go. JJ standing his ground, and damn it, we admire that shit around here. So, let's see. We're going to go with... I'm going to go with this one next just because I feel like it. Three-way dance. Again, we all know my usual opinion of three-way dances, triple threats, whatever you want to call them, but damn, I'm here for this one. And this is on pay-per-view, so this is definitely one to tune into. We're all familiar with Chris Sabin, especially JJ and I in the PWG crowd, if you've been a follower of No DQ and Chris Sabin's shenanigans. Yeah, we can't air that either. But it's okay. It can't just, very, very foul. Yeah. Anyway, but Chris Sabin, one of the best wrestlers that can be considered a homegrown Impact TNA talent, former world champion, former Triple Crown champion, if I'm not mistaken, Noah. He's held them all. And you've got Steve Macklin, who you mentioned earlier, just had his first singles defeat handed to him, by Trey Miguel very recently. I believe it was at the last major pay-per-view. So
it was.
And then you've got Jay White, who is just a freaking psychopath, and he's part of this. I don't know if he's actually part of the Honor No More. I having trouble keeping up, but he definitely has no honor when it comes to getting his way and getting the win. So he can be lumped in there just fine, regardless. Jay White is the Switchblade. He is a complete maniac. I honestly, based on the Impact history of these three guys, and based on what I know going in and what I feel going out of this show, I say this match results in Steve Macklin once again picking up a win here, and I say he pins Chris Sabin, much like Jay mentioned about Madison Rayne earlier. Chris Sabin has been around long enough where eating a pin is not going to be the end of him, whereas Jay White losing on Impact Television will be detrimental to his career throughout the world, not just here in the Impact Zone or wherever they happen to be filming this pay-per-view. I'll throw to JJ first, and then we'll get Noah's expertise.
I mean, the I got to go with what I know, and unfortunately, the only one I really know in this match is Saban. I mean, I've watched him the entire time I followed Impact.
Right.
X Division champion, Motor City Machine Guns, the whole nine, coming to Gorilla.
Yep.
I, I've heard of Jay White,
Yes.
but I don't feel like I know him enough to be able to bet on him. And I've never heard of Macklin, unfortunately.
Yes.
You talk him up very, very highly, so I do expect some good things coming out of him. And once I actually get to see an Impact show,
Yes.
now that we've found access on the station out here in Victorville, BFE, California,
Oh God, yes.
hopefully I'll get to start seeing some of the products so that when we do the next Impact show,
Yes.
I actually have some knowledge and make some educated guesses. But for right now, I'm gonna go with the long shot. I'm gonna go with the dark horse. I'm gonna go with the Motor City Machine Gun, Chris Saban.
So
And I'm probably gonna
There you
lose virtually every single one of these matches in our poll here, Noah. But I've got to go with my heart and my gut. So, hail
But
Saban.
at least you taking the L will make Noah's checking out the list very, very easily on your column. So it's okay. Noah, before you start on your prediction, let me just say this. Hey, Spectrum TV, can we maybe move Access TV station up in the single and the double digit channels? Can we make it above freaking 400? Yeah, thanks. Anyway, seriously, it's like channel 400 over here. Like, I don't want to, or 390, whatever. It's way the hell down there where if I didn't have the freaking DVR set, I'd be a freaking train wreck. Anyway, no.
It's far enough down the list that it's usually by where like HBO and Showtime is.
And it's like, Mark Cuban, you got a great channel, but it ain't a premium channel. Come on, brother, help us out.
All right, Noah, give us the lowdown here. What should I be watching for in this match?
Well, first off, JJ, I always respect your heartfelt predictions when it comes to those people you are near and dear with, such the way I am with my iconics, Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay. Again, my favorite one for WrestleMania 35, but I digress. That being said, so this match really stems in short run, actually, from what happened at the Multiverse of Matches. As a Switchblade, Jay White will tell you, I'm the man that stood up Madison Square Garden. I am the Grand Slam champion, the last real rock and roller, the real leader of Bullet Club, and it will continue telling you all of his accolades, and he backs them up, too. Chris Saban is the guy to hand Jay White his first singles loss since Jay White has come to Impact Wrestling. Shocked the world when the former Metallic Shelley wasn't able to do it. And Steve Macklin and Saban, they have had their bitter rivalry for months now, and it really came ahead when Steve Macklin was called out by Team Impact during the Honor No More feud as the traitor, which we found out later was Eddie Edwards. So Steve Macklin, he wanted to get a piece of Saban because he was on that team, and Jay White wasn't having none of it. But Jay White didn't want to push his boundaries until he had the opportunity to. And so he low-blowed Steve Macklin, who now has a death wish, it seems, to take on not only Saban, but Jay White. Again, in a triple threat, it comes down to who you see taking the fall and who you see moving forward in or out of the decision. Switchblade Jay White is not going to lose this match. He will not be the guy that will be pinned or submitted, which leaves really the focus here, the two main Impact guys, Steve Macklin and Chris Saban. If I'm looking at what's going forward here, I think about this. Jay White is out for redemption. He wants to avenge that first and only loss he's gotten in Impact Wrestling to Chris Saban, Hell Saban. And honestly, with the way Jay White goes about his psychology in matches, he might be the one to take the opportunity and pick up the win over Saban, redeeming himself. And Macklin here, he basically once again doesn't get pinned or submitted, still looks pretty strong, and maybe the continuation of him and Saban continues, or does it dissolve somehow into Jay White versus Steve Macklin, which would be a very interesting feud in that too, this lone warrior that only causes mayhem. Hello, Wardlow. That being said, I'm actually going with Switchblade Jay White to pick up a surprise win out of nowhere, rolling up Chris Saban.
Oh, there you go. You mentioned the traitor ended up being Eddie Edwards at the last show, which was truly a shock, considering how much he stood up and been, the heart and soul of Impact Wrestling since they were branded as Impact Wrestling by Bruce Pritchard all those years ago. But his match on Saturday is currently up in the air because of the injury to the Ring of Honor undisputed, damn it, world champion Jonathan Gresham. So let's just talk about really quick here in case it does happen. Um, Gresham again is coming off the biggest weekend of his career, biggest weekend of his life when you think about it. Really, he took that Ring of Honor original championship all around the world, defended it with honor. Very funny, Jeff, and ended up becoming the undisputed champion at Supercard of Honor. But now he's dealing with the likes of Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, and now he's got a gentleman by the name of Samoa Joe as the TV champion nipping at his heels too. Bad enough Suzuki was on his ass. Now he's got some more friggin' Joe crawling up there like, hi, I'm back. Hi, hello. So Gresham, other than having his bell rung this week, already has enough to worry about as it is. If he ends up being cleared for Saturday, he's got to go in against a guy who's become a complete buzzsaw and a complete human piece of garbage when it comes to the Impact Wrestling roster, Eddie Edwards. Again, a guy who, talk about honor no more. My goodness. Definitely no honor amongst anybody on that team, especially the fallen hero, Eddie Edwards. If this match does take place, it's taking place in Impact Wrestling. And as hot as Jonathan Gresham is right now, Eddie Edwards needs to pick up a victory to solidify his place as, hey, I'm still the guy around here. But there will definitely be hashtag shenanigans involved in him getting the victory. If Jonathan does not show up, I got to believe they're going to hand Eddie a match of some kind or other. But either way, Eddie Edwards walks out of whatever match he has on Saturday with probably the very shady victory, in my opinion, but definitely a victory. Noah, where are you at on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. While Jonathan Gresham's appearance is still up in the air, where he already confirmed he can't go over to Progress right now after his match with Don Callis and Battle of 2. Great stuff, by the way. Defending the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, but possibly sustaining a concussion off of a back suplex spot. Regardless how you look at this right now, if Eddie Edwards is going to continue this tirade of, I may be honor no more, but I am still the best professional wrestler you will see here, he's going to try and pull some sort of hashtag shenanigans against opponent insert here, Gresham or not. Eddie Edwards going to win.
Mr. Williams.
If Gresham is able to compete, Gresham is going to retain the title. He just got the strap. Officially, the unified whatever. They're not going to have him drop it just yet, especially
don't worry, JJ. This is a non-title grudge match. The only thing at stake here is honor.
Okay, I was unaware. I was under the impression it was for the title.
No.
Then Eddie Edwards, regardless of who he faces.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to jump in there and say that, but he got rolling too fast. My bad. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We'll go ahead and go with this one next. This is another non-title match, but just because it's non-title does not mean it's gonna not tear the freaking building down. Okay.
I'm definitely going to need Noah to talk first because I have no idea who either of these jabronis are.
Hey, whoa. Okay, first of all, not jabronis by any means, but Noah, the first name on the Japanese guy, you have to help me for sure. But Jonah, we saw in NXT as Bronson Reed, and again, another NXT castaway that was done way too dirty by the 2.0 colors. And he has just been a complete train rolling through the tracks, not just down them in Impact Wrestling.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Ishii, God, like, this is one of those, it's going to be like watching Suzuki and Joe Wednesday night last week. It's going to be like, who's going to flinch and blink first?
Yes. Thousands times yes. And JJ, I love your humility, my friend. Tomohiro Ishii is no jabroni. He is one of the toughest men ever in professional wrestling. You will have to kill this guy to stop him. You fought PCO versus Jonah was insane. Wait until you see Stone Pitbull Wrestling, the personification with this man. Tomohiro Ishii coming off an incredible match and victory against the king himself, Minoru Suzuki, over NJ Riot this weekend. And of course, Jonah, the top dog, he just got over a feud with PCO, beating him for the second time this past Thursday on Impact Wrestling, and was also involved in a crazy six-man street fight at NJ Riot on the losing side after eating a shillelagh to the face, courtesy of David Finlay. But this is Impact Wrestling, and Jonah is out right now to prove a point. Why Tomohiro Ishii, he's the guy that's like, doesn't matter where you are, where you come from, America, Japan, what promotion, you want to fight, I will fight you. And heads up, Tomohiro Ishii takes on Eddie Kingston next month. I can't wait for that match at the next NJPW special. But that being said right here, this one could go either way. But I like to think about this. There's another guy in Impact Wrestling that has history with Tomoyoshi and has not beaten him yet. The current Impact World Champion, Moose. And based on the outcome of that potential world title match, that could play a factor here. Maybe Moose proving a point. Because Ishii's a guy that's not necessarily out for championships. He's out for the best fight, and you have to kill him to beat him. That is his mentality, as he literally was almost nearly marked for death. But that being said, looking at this match, if Jonah is going to continue his tirade of absolute dominance and strength, you got to find somebody that will make him look human. Why he made PCO look human. And I'm going to say right now that I feel my boy, Tomoyoshi is going to surprise us and get the better of Jonah here.
All right. I will say Jonah picks up the victory. You mentioned Moose. Moose will be on. We'll talk about Moose here in a little while here in the main event. But I think Moose definitely have be a factor in this. I definitely think we'll see him. We will see him cost Ishii the win here, and I'll just go with that because that's what I know and that's what I'm assuming. JJ, did you give a prediction here, or do you?
I have not given a prediction yet. In all jest, Noah, I only use the term jabronis because I have no idea who these guys are.
Fair enough.
It's like Al Snow when he used to talk about the Baba Ganouches, every week, the jobbers that would come out.
Take it back.
It's Billy Baba Ganoush from the North Carolina Baba Ganoush clan.
Throwback. All right, respect.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Side note, me and Statboy went to a show one time when Al was doing the commentary on Heat with Jonathan Coachman. And we had a sign that said Baba Ganoush Brothers, and you totally saw that shit and was dying the whole time.
Love it. Love it.
But you say that Ishii has history with Moose, so I'm going to go ahead and go with him to win and then potentially get a title shot coming off of that.
There you go.
All
right. So, awesomely enough, every other match left on this card is a championship match.
All right.
And I love it. So, we'll start with the Knockouts World Championship. Not saying it's any less important than the other women's championship match, singles match, but the other match I'm looking forward to for reasons, and we'll get to those reasons momentarily. But these two, Tasha Steelz has been nothing short of remarkable. She defeated the legendary Mickie James for that championship. Basically pulled Mickey's punk card, called it, and then stole the card from her and took the title along with it. You gotta, regardless if you like or hate her approach, you gotta respect the shit out of that. And then you got Rosemary, who's just flat out flipping crazy. She's another one of those psycho broads that just you don't want to mess with her. And she's very much in the same vein. Decay kind of definitely rolls along the same thread as our dear sweet Daphne, and I love Rosemary. I always have. I love the whole gimmick. Having said that about Rosemary, and I do want to see a great match, and I think we will, Tasha Steelz is on a roll, and I don't think that the path will decay for her anytime soon. She retains here.
Yeah, I feel at this point with Tasha Steelz just starting her first Knockouts World Championship reign, and the heavy undercarders have been at Evans. With its primary of both heavies, Evans and Jessica Havoc mixed it up on the outside of the ring, as it was teased kind of, which was the fallout to those two teams leaving the multi-layer tag match for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. I do feel like right now that Tasha Steelz is going to retain. Rosemary, a former Knockouts World Champion herself, and honestly probably Knockouts OG of this generation of Impact Wrestling. Again, she's up there with Abaddon and Shauna Reed when it comes to the spectrum of her creativity with her character, but also her passion and what she brings to professional wrestling. And again, Decay has always been a focal point of Impact Wrestling. But for right now, as much as she sometimes annoys me because I don't know if I want all that flavor, I am going to say that the champ retains.
As long as it's flavor, not Flavor Flav, I'm good with it.
Fair enough. I agree about that too.
Lord Almighty. JJ, again, I think you might be familiar with Rosemary at best, but again, I'm assuming here. So
yeah, you're assuming a lot. I'm familiar with neither, but I feel like I hear a lot more about Tasha, so I'm gonna go with her to retain.
Very good. These two ladies, I know you're familiar with. One because you've seen her recently on TV, on Impact, at Ring of Honor, defending championships. The other lady, very familiar to the NXT audience recently, very familiar to the Impact audience for many years, Lucha Underground audience as well. We've got give me the pronunciation.
Oh, here we go. the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship.
Thank you, sir. The virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo, who's also still, as of now, the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, defending against, help me out with her pronunciation on her nickname too.
La Wera Loca, Taya Valkyrie.
Of course, Taya, we all know, in addition to her massive amount of accomplishments, is the wife of the always dear friend of the channel, John Morrison. We love John to pieces. This is something I'm looking forward to. This is, honest to God, guys, this is the reason I'm watching this show Saturday. It really is. I am such a fan of Taya's. I've been a fan of Taya's from the beginning. I was so glad she joined Impact because I was honestly not a fan of Lucha Underground because it was just way too soap opera-y for me. And this is coming from a Young Wrestlers fan. Let's keep that in mind. Just throwing that out there. But I loved her as Impact champion. These are the two longest reigning single reigns as Impact Knockouts World Champions. Both these ladies held the championship the longest in their respective terms. Of course, Taya set the standard. Deonna said, hold my beer. Good on her for that. I honestly agree with Dwayne here in that Deonna doesn't need to carry booking. As awesome as it is to see Deonna 2 belts, I think the whole 2 belts thing has become way too cliche since Becky set the standard. So I honestly feel that Taya will indeed regain the AAA championship and carry that championship through back into AAA and carry it on TV wherever she may go, because as the notorious Tony Khan, with his big announcement tonight, let's not forget about that, has said, the forbidden door is kicked open. So Taya can take that championship anywhere she wants to go, as can Deonna with her Ring of Honor championship. And I feel 2 women carrying one each championship is the best way to go. Taya regains the title here. JJ, I'll go with you first.
I hate when you put me on the spot like that. I need Noah to hype it up. Not that you didn't do a good job, sir, because you did a really good job pitching, but I got to hear what our expert analyst here has to say.
Yes.
You have Deonna Purrazzo, the personification of technical excellence in her confidence and prowess. Since she became the champ, 7 successful champ challenges in a row, most recently against Willow Nightingale, who challenged for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. And the most recent challenger of the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship was the very person that Deonna Purrazzo took it off of at Triple Mania, Fabi Apache, who definitely took her very far at the Multiverse of Matches. And then you have a ghost from the past, and La Wera Loca, Taya Valkyrie. These two are no strangers to each other, contending over the Knockouts World Championship, where Deonna Purrazzo won, making her submit. Taya Valkyrie is not only looking for a victory, she is also looking for championship gold. And so far during the Champ Challenge, the Reina de Reinas Championship has not been defended as many times as the Ring of Honor World Championship. With Taya Valkyrie's familiarity to Triple Mania and AAA, it makes sense for me to see Taya Valkyrie be the one to take this particular crown off the Virtuosa. If it's not her, I honestly don't know who could take this particular crown off Deonna Purrazzo unless she invades AEW and Ty Conti tries to go for it. But in my opinion right now, if Taya Valkyrie is trying to make a stand, not only to come back through Impact Wrestling, but be a champion for AAA, which we now know is under, more so, the creative influence now of Tony Khan, I think Taya Valkyrie will be the first one to take one of the crowns off the champ. I have a new champion.
That's 2 of us, Jay.
Put me down then. You guys have sold me. You know, I have nothing against Deonna Purrazzo. The couple of things I've seen of her, she's definitely the standard bearer for this generation, or at least one of them. But you guys have sold me on Taya taking her strap back. So
there you go. All right. This match actually was just added here recently, like within the last couple of days, because I guess Impact went, there's not a tag title match. Shit, let's do something quick. 8-team
oh, Lord.
elimination challenge for Violent by Design to have to get through to walk out of Rebellion as the World Tag Team Champions. Teams to be named at that. We have no idea what Scott D'Amore and company are going to throw at EY and his band of misfits here. So based on the little knowledge I have, I mean, again, no, you run the predictions league better than any of us. I would say we kind of call this one a wash only because we either have to pick retention by default or wait and see what happens. And as it's a gauntlet match, it's going to be a train wreck to try to figure that out.
It's one of those things where I know to a certain degree what's in Impact Wrestling, but it doesn't still give me the full picture or design. Violent by Design, of course, who won these titles off the Good Brothers. There's obviously one of the teams for you. And the Good Brothers, who came up short thanks to Honor No More. There's another team for you, but no idea what combination in a Lumberjack match. Other teams that could be involved here, you could have Rich Swann and Willie Mack, your boy. You could also have Finn Juice, yeah, that's potential right there. Although I think Juice Robinson's done with wrestling, we haven't seen Finn Juice involved in Impact Wrestling in a while, so I wouldn't count that. You also have who they're facing on BTI this Thursday. That's the show before Impact Wrestling, folks. You can find that on YouTube. In Heath and Rhino. Oh, baby! And he's got kids. You got the major players now together once again with Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. There's even been talk of them boys, the Briscoes, showing up here at the pay-per-view too, who of course fell short to the Good Brothers at the multiverse of matches. And while that does fill out a lot of the field, that still isn't your full 8 teams. Oh, and I guess Bullet Club is there too, and I have no idea what combination there is. But as far as these titles go, and as far as these champions, Violent by Design, they are the personification of Impact Wrestling. And with the Freebird rule, you have no idea what combination you're going to get from these 3 maniacs. I mean, Joe Doorman and Eric Young, that's enough right there to be like, okay, they're going to retain. So based on just that identity and the amount of unpredictability, I'm going to say that the champs somehow survived this and retain too.
There you go. All right, very good. Renegade, where you at? Just
I don't know enough about the tag division over there right now to know like who could even be potentials. Like, I mean, someone just said FTR possibly showing up. It's always possible that Sabin could lose his match, and maybe him and Shelley as the Guns could enter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
you know, they could pull a rabbit out of their ass and pull some team from TNA or Impact History to come out there and try to surprise everybody. You know, if the door is open, who's to say the Hardys can't come over?
LAX.
Yeah. And Jay, if this forbidden door is open far enough, you know, it could be anybody. And if you don't understand, you didn't know who I'm talking about? Why can't it be the Outlaws?
Right.
Road Dogg still got some gas in the tank, and you know, Mr. Cock. I mean, Billy Gunn. You know, he's always got a match to do left in him. So why not? It could be anybody.
You're like really muffled, Jeff.
Oh, I am. I'm sorry. Hang on.
I did hear all that though. To be fair, and also, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind we're doing these predictions ahead of the go home for Impact Wrestling's Rebellion. Right. Predictions subject to change, but stay tuned.
Yeah, AMW is something that I was thinking in my head. You know, when I mentioned somebody from history.
Ooh.
You know, I don't know what Chris Harris is up to these days, but isn't James Storm still around?
I'm pretty sure he is. I have no idea what he's doing nowadays.
So, you know, I mean, Eric Young in there in the ring, and here comes AMW.
I was gonna say James Storm's out there doing some real cowboy shit. He's out there going out drinking his beer still and having a good old time. So, you know, why not? Not. Hey, JJ knows very well, and Noah, if you know your No DQ history, everybody knows that I was there when AMW had the greatest match of their run with Triple X, the Turning Point, with that ridiculous spot by Helix Skipper. So don't count AMW out yet. If Braden Walker can get off that 3-disc best of Braden Walker set and hop down to the ring, he will do it. Damn it!
And 2.5 of those discs is just him walking to the ring for his one match.
And cutting promos. So I forget the promos backstage with Tiffany and Teddy. Anyway, good Lord. Oh, okay. Well, if Road Dogg said he's done, to be fair, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I haven't listened to the podcast with him and Ryan yet, so that's my bad. But anyway, if you know what, just because people say they're done in wrestling, how many times have I said I'm done with podcasting? So let me just just saying, guys, never say never in wrestling. Never say never in wrestling. We've learned that over the last, at least in my 30 years of fandom. But, yeah, based on what little we know, I got to go with the champs. So
you know what? It'll be Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. I called it. You heard it here first.
Wow, that's a hot take considering Foley's posted with Terry Funk in that picture. If Terry get himself in the ring, they should just hand like, here, Terry, please don't do anything. Just take the titles and go, Terry.
Oh, Lord almighty.
No, Terry, that's a bad Terry. Go sit back down, Terry.
And then he'll retire afterwards for the 302nd time.
Put it this way: when Terry started looking like Dory Jr., it's like, yeah, Terry's definitely done now at this point. It's interesting. Now, the main event, again, in theory, not the United States champion, but the world champion of Impact, Moose, will be facing the guy who arguably, depends who you talk to, got royally shafted here by Moose at Bound for Glory. My goodness. He finally wins the world championship, defeats Christian Cage, one of the greatest champions, arguably in Impact history, and then Moose literally called his shot right there on the spot in the biggest show of the year. He is your undisputed Impact World Champion. He's unified it with the TNA Championship over the years. He is the guy, and as much as I would love a feel-good moment for Josh Alexander, if one thing Moose is known for, it is not feel-good moments, folks. It is for destroying lives and breaking people's hearts and messing up dreams forever. Moose walks out of here the champion. If they're going to go with him and Ishii, they got to get him through this. It's not going to be a run-through. Let me just bring that clear right now. Josh is going to give Moose the fight of his reign so far. This is going to be the toughest test for me, in my opinion, of Moose's championship reign so far as the definitive world champion of Impact Wrestling. But Moose has got to walk out of here as champion. I honestly don't think we're going to have a world title change until Slammiversary at the earliest. But that's just my 2 cents on the product I know. Noah, of course, can wax better proxy and help Mr. Williams out here.
Well,
take it away, Noah.
Okay. I mean, you pretty much led the groundwork where this really all started and how we got to this point with a whole lot more personal animosity built, where Moose not only went to Josh Alexander's home after Josh finally got his emotions in check, overcame obstacles including but not limited to Jonah and Minoru Suzuki, yeesh, but also he got re-signed. He got a new Impact contract that gave him this match included. And then Moose literally makes it personal at one point, coming to an independent show and spearing his freaking wife. Jeez. And that's when Josh Alexander almost threw Moose over a balcony. And Pryor broke Mammon Fulton's ankle. So here we are. We have seen every possible physical and emotional conflict you could think with these two men. If Moose is going to literally solidify himself as the greatest champion, simply in Impact Wrestling history, I feel like right now, and Josh already signed the contract, so either way, he's here for the long haul. And he's the one guy right now that really hasn't turned, but I do wonder where he finally got his opportunity if he falls short. How does that changes Josh's psyche? I feel Moose is, again, going to get the fight of his life, but do everything possible to retain here. And as far as Slammiversary, I went there live last year. And again, it was Kenny Omega versus Sami Callihan in the main event for the title. Sami's due to come back. And if somebody's going to take that title off Moose, it very well might be that madman. So just thinking like that, I'm going to say that Moose retains too.
If that son of a bitch Callahan comes back and beats Moose, I'm going to have a freaking spaz. Anyway. Oh, damn that Sami Callahan. JJ, my friend.
You know, I kind of feel like I'm going to co-sign on what you're saying, Jeff, and the fact that if they're going to do a title change for this belt, they're going to wait to Slammiversary. You know, it's only a month away.
In theory, again.
Yeah, about to say, there's no known date.
Well,
I'm sure we're going to learn it, though, at Rebellion.
Yeah, it's the next big show. So,
theoretically
that's speaking, it'll be a month-ish away.
Right.
I think Moose is going to retain.
So here we go. I like the comment here. Dwayne's going the hot take and saying Josh regains the championship. I like that. That's an interesting take, Dwayne. We'll see. And Sean, like we said, who beats Moose? I mean, if it's not here and it's not Sami Callihan, that son of a bitch at Slammiversary, if it does happen, who knows? And personally, again, this is me just, thinking outside that proverbial box here. I would put Slammiversary in the exact middle of Money in the Bank and SummerSlam on July 16th.
There you go.
Just so we get a balance between the two companies, between the two shows. That way we have at least something to look forward to. You figure three watch-alongs on this channel a month, I'd be all right with that, because I always like Money in the Bank. SummerSlam's one of our jams. JJ and I went to, I think, 400 SummerSlams in the last 10 years, it feels like, and or 15 years, I should say. And Slammiversary is one of those shows I would like to have gone to because of our long-standing love for Impact Wrestling / TNA Wrestling, but I've never been to live. And Slammiversary is always one of those special nights, and I think
it was incredible last year. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's funny. So we've got Greg at Dynamite tonight. I know you're going again soon. No, is that correct?
I'm thinking either Detroit or the next time Ohio becomes All Elite, but I damn sure can't wait.
Yeah, and then of course I'm going to be there on June 1st at the fabulous Farm. Dude, I'm freaking just tapping the freaking vein here on my wrist, just waiting for that freaking show.
You're not going to have a voice.
And I'm seriously contemplating the June 3rd one at the arena in Ontario, California.
Yes.
That's Rampage.
That's it, Rampage. So Sean is coming out saying Hope and Taya beats Deanna. It's not so much I hope, because I actually enjoy both women very much as champions and as competitors. I just want to see different things going forward. And I think if Taya takes the AAA championship, I'm saying that terribly, and I'm sorry, but that championship, back to Mexico and throughout the world, and gets recognition on that championship, while Deanna continues to carry the championship of honor whenever Ring of Honor actually opens back up and starts, going with gusto. We've got,
exactly,
because regardless of how you feel about people's championship reigns right now in the women's world of wrestling, you've got Charlotte Flair, who has been the standard bearer in WWE for many years now. You've got Bianca Belair, who is the perennial favorite of everybody right now. You've got Mandy Rose in NXT, who is surprising the world with how much of an effective character she's been and how honestly her matches are going. I can't even deny her how well she's doing. Over in Impact / Impact / Ring of Honor / AAA, you've got Taya possibly, you've got Deanna, and you've got Tasha, who are all three just looking like gold right now. No pun intended there. Over in AEW, you've got Thunder Rosa, who defeated the legendary Britt Baker, who is going to Britsburg tonight, and Greg is here for. I'm sorry. Who defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. There, I feel better now. And again, they're going to Britsburg. I cannot wait for that pop here in about 40 minutes. I'm going to lose my mind. But that women's division, in spite of it being a lot of the same people during the show, you've also got Jade Gargill, who's a champion, the TBS champion. Again, people have mixed feelings about Jade. They either love her or they don't. You can't deny the fact that you want to see her get the crap beat out of her right now because of how much of a shit talker she is. So I am content with the future of women's wrestling right now, as far as the immediate future. And Noah, you always, and again, I agree with Dwayne here. They made Roxy look like a friggin' star last night on NXT 2.0. If you missed, Roxanne made her debut in NXT. She faced the non-redhead of Toxic Attraction. Forgive me, I'm sorry.
JC Jane. I may not watch the product, but I do know the names of the champs, even the tag champs.
Yes, thank you. And it's just one of those. They made Roxy look like $1 million, and she is going to be up in Mandy's shit in a hurry, and I'm here for it, because if anybody deserves a pat on the back for carrying a championship in a time that people were just dying with, oh my god, what's going to happen, it was her as Ring of Honor champion, man. She definitely took that ball and sprinted through the back of the end zone with it. So God bless her for that. As far as Jade Cargill losing, Athena would be a great choice. I love me some Ember Moon, so please let that be a thing in AEW.
I'm going to spitball something here.
Yes, sir.
And it's the first thing that came to my head when I saw the question pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, I'm really not trying to put this out in the world, but knowing how Tony seems to enjoy playing the controversy, Tay Conti.
It's very possible with Ty Conti having a heel turn, but I think about this. Double or Nothing's coming up. You have to come up with new challengers for AEW Women's World Champion. Of course, in Thunder Rosa, La Mea Mea, who successfully defended against Nyla Rose. I honestly see that being the next program for Ty Conti, Ty vs. Thunder. But that's just my perspective. And also, let's not discount the current interim Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Mercedes Martinez, where she awaits to face the Virtuosa to find the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, yet to be determined.
And, if they put either championship in the AEW on Ty, think about it. She'll have one of those, and Sammy's a TNT champion again.
Boom.
That's
Can
why
we
I
just
think
see
give her
Twitter?
the TBS title.
Well, yeah, that makes the most sense.
That
Have
would
them
just be hilarious.
It would be.
as controversy as they are, have them be the representatives of the brand. That'd be like having an NWO member be the WCW TV champion just for the shits and giggles of it. Like, seriously, that would be great. I would love that. I co-sign on that. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen, but I love if it did, just for the freaking Twitter geeks to go, hey, I don't want this to happen. I don't like. You love both of them. Shut the hell up. You know you do. You love Sammy just fine when he was singing along to Judas there for 6 months. So shut up. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant here, as I do.
It's cool. I don't know a whole lot about them. I'm just learning about the AEW product, but it seems to me like people have just turned on them because their personal life has been thrust so much into the public eye and everything. And if things had been done quietly between Sammy and his fiance, and this hadn't come up so quickly in the aftermath, people would still be loving on him, but it's very much the Edge Lita thing.
Yep. You have to remember something. They also turned on Sammy and Ty because Cody left, and they had to pick on somebody else.
Yeah, they couldn't pick on Cody and Brandy. Again, they talked about the heat on Twitter, and Cody and Brandy's like, just roll with it. Let the money roll in. Hey, Sammy's now the champion. There's the money. Only one half needs title.
Seriously, Cody and Brandy handled that for them so well. It's like, just let it roll, because whether they're talking shit or they're talking praise, they're talking about you, period. And honestly, who was one of the prognosticators of that particular philosophy? The American Dream. And Dusty taught his boys very well. So I am
right
for it. And you know what? Since we're getting ready to go, we're going to go off here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this up there just for Noah to have a moment here. Let me see if I still got the graphic here. Hang on. I deleted it.
Wait, what?
Bitch. I deleted it, I think. Oh, I did. Okay, well, I was going to show the graphic for, what do you call it, Dynamite tonight, but we'll go ahead and pretend I didn't say that. Well,
I mean, again, it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. That's
right.
Professional wrestling! Damn it!
That's right. It's going to be, you've got Punk and Rose. You've got the Dynamite debut of Hook, which is going to have the true marks pop off their chairs.
Is Rufio going to be with him?
What's that? Is
Rufio going to be with him?
As long as Taz isn't, that's the key. Anyway, we've got 2 Owen Hart qualifiers on the women's side and the men's side, and Britt's in the women's match. So of course she's going to Britsburg in the Owen Hart tournament. If she loses, the people are going to lose their minds. So
they will riot.
They will. They will riot, and they will paint that building yellow and yellow blood. Somehow, some way, they'll find a way to make a DNA possible. They have yellow blood all over the place. And then you've got freaking Jungle Boy and Kyle O'Reilly on the men's side of that bracket. Good.
Well, that's going to be a sleeper, man. That's going to be good.
You know what? Say what you will about the taking advantage of the Owen Hart name, however you want to quantify it. These matches in his honor that are going toward this cup win at Double or Nothing for either gender, my goodness, somewhere the Rocket is smiling like, this is awesome, because these are great matches, and I'm here for every one of them.
Same.
Just love it. I absolutely love it. And so there's there's another match I'm not remembering off the top of my head besides the big announcement from Tony Khan.
That would be Andrade El Iglo versus Darby Allin in a coffin match, and that's the main event.
Yeah, and you know what? When you have a match like that, yes, it's very gimmicky. Yes, it's a direct rip-off of a guy who just went in the Hall of Fame. Let's not even front. But you've got 2 guys who in a very short amount of time have really built this rivalry up to a coffin match. It looks like the only way they can end this thing. So I'm ready for it tonight. And I'm also happy that Cece's in the room. Hello, Miss Cece. Good to see you watching along. And again, once we get everybody settled in, we need to make sure you and JD are both watching the Impact and educating the Renegade here. We gotta get him caught up on AEW now that we found TNT and TBS. and Impact. Now we found access at the freaking 400 level channels. Damn it, Mark Cuban, you son of a bitch. Anyway, but yeah, again, Punk versus Dustin is the key for me. It really is.
Yes.
Everybody knows my for the Rhodes family. I've not kept that quiet at all the last 20 years. I loved Dusty to death, literally. I love Dustin. I love Cody. I'm happy that both guys are getting at least, because figure Dustin's been kind of putting it like, you know what, Cody left and everything, but I'm still here. Let me do my thing. He's had great stuff here lately. This could probably, besides his match with Cody that opened up AEW, this could be the probably the best match of his AEW run.
No doubt. Again, you have a man that defines passion in the natural, 30 plus years in the business versus the best in the world building his own Hall of Fame legacy. But both these men go with an old school mentality, never locked up before this moment. This is going to be something to remember. I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, and I agree with Dwayne. This will probably be the curtain jerker. You know, that
Most
used
likely.
to be an insulting term, but these guys are going to get that crowd hot and ready for Britt, for the coffin match.
Yes.
For everything else coming down the entryway there.
When it comes to Dustin or CM Punk, they set the mood that makes you glad to be a professional wrestling fan on AEW.
Yeah, and so let me ask you guys both, because I've kind of said my piece about this on social media. What do you think Tony's going to say tonight? What's going to be the big thing?
Oh, gosh. There's a couple of thoughts that are rolling in my mind, and I really feel like it's going to be some super huge multi-wrestling company special, especially with the fact that they're going to California soon, and if Rampage is going to be a separate date from Dynamite, and California is well known for NJPW type shows, I see a super show coming in y'all's future in California.
Yeah, again, JJ, where and again, yes, it's now open mic night because we still got time, so we're good to go.
Whatever. I'm thinking it could be a TV deal for Ring of Honor.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Yes, that'd be great too.
I mean, they just came back with the pay-per-view.
So damn good.
And they've had Suzuki versus Joe. Main event Rampage. They've had all this stuff going on with the ROH titles. I'm thinking it's going to be something Ring of Honor centered, a TV deal. The question is what day do you put it on though? Because you've got Raw Monday, NXT Tuesday, Dynamite Wednesday, Impact Thursday, Rampage Friday. Yes, I know I'm leaving out things like Dark Elevation, NWA, but the 5 main days of the week have a major company, so you've got to go with either a Saturday or Sunday show.
Or you pair it with the one day of the week, one of the weekdays that doesn't have more than one consistent show, and that's Wednesdays, because Wednesdays is AEW Dynamite. I mean, there's no NWA, there's no WWE, there's no Impact on. I mean, they get the BTs or whatever, but honestly, or BTI, whatever the hell. I think Ring of Honor on one of the channels leading into Dynamite.
Ring of Honor on Fridays. Rampage essentially goes to 2 hours. 1 hour still Rampage, the other hour be Ring of Honor.
There's that as well. I mean, again, they could always just try and do Ring of Honor on Tuesday nights against NXT, I guess, because you do have the YouTube special. I'm just thinking like with Tony Khan, because I've seen Dark now be shorter too, and as far as Dark and Elevation, NWA, those are YouTube-based type things. So yeah, at this point, they don't do it like Friday, but after Rampage. That seems like the most perfect fit for me, because I don't think you want, or AEW or Tony Khan wants to do 3 straight hours of professional wrestling in a single night.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't want that personally, because mic night gets pushed back another hour. If we run it on a Friday, that's gonna make
let's get selfish with it. Why don't we, Jeff?
What's up?
So let's get selfish with it. Why don't we?
I don't know.
Selfish. It's about the fact that I enjoy being able to talk about professional wrestling. Damn it, at a decent hour, so I can take my old ass to bed. Sorry for being selfish and wanting to go CP by.
But I get it.
But I digress. So as we prepare for Dynamite in just about 30 minutes, as we prepare for tomorrow night Impact Wrestling, as we prepare also for what is to come tomorrow here on our various channels, and I'm trying to get the graphics loaded, and of course they won't load any quicker. There we go. That's that's even easier what I was going to do. So we'll take that and run. So tomorrow you get a double shot of cherry. I don't mean a cherry liquor. I'm talking about Greg Cherry, the longest reigning, the dominant WTC champion, because he is not only hosting Jack of All Trades at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific on his channel, the Greg Cherry brand, but immediately at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, in what is today his usual time slot. Tomorrow we will have the Greg Cherry show, which will lead into Impact Wrestling at 8 o'clock. So there you go. We are just we are all over the place tomorrow, and then of course Friday, if I can find that one now. It's too many things to find at once, and I don't multitask very well. It's a multiverse, but I don't multitask. Let's see. There it is. There it is. All right. So not only do we have all of this coming up here, and I'll get the thing to load as soon as it'll do it. There it goes. Hi. I'll do this one. So not only do we have a jam-packed, and I mean topics aplenty and multiple things to talk about open mic night. We've got the fact that, yes, we have established that the AEW bots are a real thing. It's been...
Oh, Lord.
So James himself has said we're going to talk about this, and as one of the co-founders of Open Mic Night, we're going to throw it on the dice. We've got a topic, is pro wrestling in the United States back on the rise? We'll talk more about that Friday. We'll talk about the true legacy of the business of professional wrestling, sports entertainment, carnivals, whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about the fact that iPhone 6s are the devil, and we'll explain why. We'll talk about your guys' thoughts as which is the greatest wrestling faction of all time. But on top of all of that, the Renegade himself has a huge announcement. There you go. There it is. That's what's going on this weekend, Friday night. And then, God, as if we couldn't keep you guys awake enough Friday night, you got to come back here Saturday and listen to us talk about Rebellion live at 7 o'clock Eastern with the show going live at 8 o'clock. So you think we were going to just like pump the brakes after WrestleMania? Oh, no. We are rolling along, folks, because...
And we've got at least 3 topics for an open mic night on Saturday.
Exactly. There is a chance, based on the card we presented to you today for predictions and the flow of the usual Impact pay-per-view, we could go into midnight with open mic night. So it'll be a hell of a weekend without question, JJ. And
100%.
Tell you what, it's going to be a wonderful time. I thank you, Renegade, for soldiering along in this predictions show, because Lord knows.
I have a question for our viewing public here before we officially sign off. Who do you guys out there think is going to have the bigger announcement? Tony Khan tonight or me on Friday?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
The only
I ain't getting in the middle of that debate. That's going to be a heated conversation in itself.
Considering I know one of them, the only way Tony Khan can actually outdo the Renegade is if what we said happens, and there's a brand new Ring of Honor television show announced in a good time slot on a proper network besides Access or besides the former Sinclair channels, because it ain't gonna happen now. So, Tony Khan, you are on the bubble, sir. You have 2.5 hours to outdo the Renegade, because I know it's coming. I know it's coming, and you don't. You don't know, Tony. You think you know everything, but you don't. You know why? Because I'm the boss here, damn it. That's why. Anyway.
All right, then.
I've played my ego quite enough. Thank you very much. No. Tony not only can't top that, he can't top what the Renegade has in store. He can't do it. He can't. There's no way. And Dwayne agrees. JJ's going to top it. TK had a chance to announce all he can. Yes, he did. Damn it, and he didn't do it. Damn him. Oh, well. Anyway. We lost me and JJ. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay.
Sorry,
So
there was a gentle rapping, tapping at my chamber door.
Ah.
Close the Raven.
Well, disturb the toddlers, nevermore. Anyway.
Actually, it was quote the teenager, nevermore.
Oh, even better. Yeah. Definitely don't have that one on camera. Okay. We're going to wrap it up then so you can have your conversation. So thank you all very much for enduring the craziness of a prediction show that just kind of was what it was. We appreciate JJ being here. And again, tomorrow night Impact will definitely impact what we said tonight. So be watching Impact at 8 o'clock Eastern and Pacific over on Access TV. If you can't find it and you're on Spectrum, just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. And then watch.
And hopefully you'll find Impact around the same time you find Dory.
As long as we find Access before Dory found her family, which took 2 friggin' hours out of my day. Cute movie, but come on. Anyway, that is what's happening tonight and tomorrow night. And then Friday, of course, we're back for open mic night after SmackDown, after Rampage. And thank you, James, for reminding me Rampage was long, because I'm like, yeah, let's do it at 10 o'clock. What about Rampage? I literally said, fuck. So, okay, got you. So, there we go. And Noah, but before I hit the closing credits, why did I move open mic night extra hour? Because what are we going to watch at 10 o'clock?
Professional wrestling! Damn it!
Good night, everybody.